The Lord is good to all, and his compassion is over all that he has made. Psalms chapter 145, verse 9. God, who is faithful in his promise, blesses Zechariah and Elizabeth with a child in their old age. Hearing the news that Lord has shown his great mercy to them, their neighbors and relatives rejoice with them. It is a custom for the Jews to celebrate solemnly at the birth of an elder son in their family. Zechariah and Elizabeth brought their child for circumcision on the 8th day, as the Lord has commanded to Abraham and Moses to circumcise their male babies when they are 8 days old. Their relatives wanted to name the child as Zechariah because it was a practice for the Jews to give father's name to their elder son in order to hand over patronage to the next generation. Moreover, all these kinds of names reflected their close relationship with God. For example, the meaning of the name Zechariah is God remembers, and the meaning of the name Elizabeth is God is faithful in his promise, or God fulfills his promises. In the same way, all names were rooted in God. Elizabeth told their neighbors and relatives to name the child as John, but they were reluctant to name him John, for no one in the family had with the name John. As they began motioning to his father to find out what name he wanted to give him, he asked for a writing tablet and wrote, "His name is John." Zechariah might have shared his experience with the angel and what he had promised to him. The name John comes from the Hebrew word Yohanan, which means Yahweh is gracious. Besides, they named the child as John not only for obeying the angelic command, but they named him John in appreciation for having a child with their old age, as well as a special blessing from God. God was merciful and gracious to them in two ways. First of all, he promised a child in their old age. Secondly, he wiped away the tears of the old couples who were distressed with not having a child. Now, how do we name our children? What kind of names we give to our children? Do we really remember God while naming our children? Do we name the children in relation with God? In Exodus chapter 20, verse 24, we read, "In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you." God opened Zechariah's mouth just at the moment that he named his child John. At once he started praising God. For him, nothing else to tell more than praising God for his wonderful deeds. Our mouth should be opened not by ourselves but by God. That is, we need not an open mouth but an opened mouth by God. Our words must be turned into praise and thanksgiving. John's birth got its significance in the context of the birth of Jesus, the Messiah. Our lives also get meaning only and only when we interpret our lives with Jesus Christ. Christian life is realized when our hearts turn to be the temple of God, when our eyes shine with the mercy of God, when our hands fulfill the merciful deeds of God, and when our mouth speak the sweet and merciful words of God. In Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1, we read, "I have called you by name, you are mine." Amen.